And we welcome you to another edition. It's live. This is Wrestling at Italy Versage alongside the one and only Zach McGibbon. Clash in Italy post game. It's about 6:16 Eastern. We're not right after the show, but Zach back at the Palatial Estates. It's where you spend half your time off.
That's right. I have practically occupied a space here at the Palatial Estates in the last week.
Yeah.
But this is the final time, at least for this week, in terms of my visit over to the Palatial Estates. I head back to Belleville tomorrow. So, but figured why not end it on a big note with Clash in Italy, a show we were both fired up to go see. And I was like, Lee, I have to come over to your place to watch this. Like there's no other way I could watch Clash in Italy. And so here we are to review this WWE PLE.
Are we sure? I tried to just, Zach, why don't you stay home? Like, why don't you just do it? We'll do it online. We'll do it tomorrow. No, Zach was like, it's Clash in Italy. It's tribal combat.
Yep.
And I heard a little bit of hesitation. Like, this will be the final time I'm here. Well, I'm going back tomorrow, but you'll be back.
Oh, of course.
And it's kind of like the Bloodline story.
Yes.
Right? Like,
that's right.
It might go away for a bit, but it's, you don't know exactly. And we'll begin things with a text. The Predictriver on a Sunday is in and says, what inning of the Bloodline story are they at now?
I'm going to say top of the fifth.
Trevor.
2 men on base.
You are not wrong.
There's one out.
I hope people heard the crack.
Yes, right at the start.
Right at the start of the show.
Because we need it.
This is as we're in the Palatial Estates here in Ashton, this is an Ashton cider that I'm going with today. I need something to quench my thirst after I thought the show might quench my wrestling thirst.
Mm-hmm.
It has left me thirstier.
Even more thirsty.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not for more action, but just something to finally
curb the thirst.
Right.
I understand that. Because, especially after the opening bit, I was like, oh, that's it. It's,
look, I can tell you that I wanted to come into the show and planned. I did come into the show saying, you know what, Zach? I think this is going to be a better show than Backlash.
Mm-hmm.
The card looks decent. Backlash was terrible. So Saturday night's main event was not great, but this looks better. I mean, Brock and Oba, Cody, Gunther, Roman, Jacob, and even like Rhea Ripley's on the card, and there's another match. But I actually thought that this was going to be one of those, you get the crowd, the energy. We've seen some of the shows, when AJ Styles wrestled in Paris, and, that was a decent match. And sometimes the crowd can propel you to bigger and better things.
Mm-hmm.
As I finished the show, sitting alongside you, you had to sit there the whole time. I got up. I made some wings. I made some ribs.
Yep.
I'm like, I got to give something Zach a little extra. Like, I got to get him because he's just going to take off. I'm going to do the show by myself. He's going to leave.
Yeah.
But I was able to get up and do things. You were not.
Nope. Your timing when you got up too, we'll talk about it during one of the matches, but your timing was impeccable in some cases.
We had to rewind a couple of times.
Yes.
Because it could not be missed. However, let us start with how this show started. The 2 matches on the free side of ESPN.
Correct.
Cody Rhodes and Gunther for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Are they still saying undisputed?
I think they have alluded to it being undisputed. Again, very much disputed championship, since there's another world championship that in fact was the main event of this card.
It has main evented the last 3 shows?
Yep. Including WrestleMania.
Backlash.
Yep.
And this one?
Yep.
Okay.
WrestleMania Night 2.
Right.
So I think it's very much in dispute.
MVB says, great to see that son of a gun Santina Morella in the crowd. I rewatched kind of some bits and pieces of when he was on with Chris Van Vliet and all the John Cena.
Yep.
And Cold Stone, Steve Austin. And he was doing all the names.
Yep.
Yeah, it was nice to see him in the crowd, I suppose. Nice to see most of the roster that didn't get to wrestle.
Yeah, it was very funny. Just like it was the Norm Macdonald. All the stars are here. Montez Ford is in the crowd.
LA Knight.
LA Knight is here. Hey, Julia's here. The Italian-based wrestler that we did not book on this show. She's here.
And then they showed Io Sky. And as you said, like, heaven forbid they book Io Sky and Julia in Italy.
Yeah. Why would I want to see that match? Of course. Why would I want to see with that crowd supporting their, in this case, women's wrestler and having a kick-ass match? But no, she was relegated to standing in the crowd and waving at the people.
But so was the Judgment Day. Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez,
Lyra Valkyria. She was pointing at Becky Lynch. A spoiler alert for one of the matches later, but she was pointing at Becky Lynch. She was like, "Ha, you suck," and thumbs down. It's like, oh, Lyra. But shockingly, I don't know why they would do that. Like, if you're not going to get a star celebrity, or how they view a star celebrity, because sometimes they'll bring in somebody's like, oh, this person's an influencer and they have, 150,000 followers on Instagram. And I'm like, well, I'm certainly not one of those 150,000 because I have no idea who this guy is or this gal. But they didn't even get influencers out. It was just all the members of the roster.
It was in Italy.
It was in Italy. I mean, you got to find somebody, I would think.
It's a lot of money to fly
somebody in. Yeah. Where was the F1 was just in Canada, right? There's got to be some Italian F1 drivers. I'm not an F1 guy, so I'm clearly on.
They're in the middle of their season, Zach.
Well, they could take some time out of their day to wave. They just have to wave. Just be like, oh, look, here's, like, I know he's not Italian, but here's Lewis Hamilton out in the crowd.
Lewis Hamilton is not Italian.
Yeah, he's French, isn't he? Or is he American? I don't know. I don't know my F1.
I thought he was English.
Oh, he could be British as well.
I thought he was British.
No, you know what? You are correct.
But I don't know my Formula One clearly as well as you do.
No, I know there's a guy named Lance Stroll in there who I always say is Lance Storm. I'm sure Ben is listening to this right now. Yeah. And it's very similar. I'm sure Ben is just losing his mind hearing me try to pronounce.
I can tell you what Ben's not doing at 6:23 on a Sunday with kids, listening to the show.
No. Not a WWE review.
Doesn't mean he won't be over after to do some more shorts that are possible tonight.
Nice.
You better get here soon. This might not be a long show. So Cody Rhodes and Gunther kick things off.
Yeah.
And there was a thought that I had during the day and listening to Gunther and listening to the build up. They had their main event segment on SmackDown. And just like Gunther carries himself like a pro, right? So there was a thought that I had today. I was like, I'm almost going to call Zach and say, maybe I'm going to switch my pick to Gunther.
Yeah.
But I know better. And I know, like, even if that's the right thing to do, or even if, no, they're probably not going to do this. So Gunther and Cody Rhodes go at it. The end comes with Gunther taking the crossroads, having his leg clearly under the rope because Cody hooks the inside leg, of course, right?
Yep.
You wouldn't want to think about hooking the outside leg.
Yes, the guy who has been in pro wrestling for at least 20 years, right, and has had countless number of matches. You would think he would have the ring awareness,
right,
to say, you know what, I'm close to the ropes. I should probably hook the outside leg as opposed to the inside leg. But nonetheless,
well, Tanner's in. Lance Stroll sucks.
Ouch.
Maybe I'll do a run in.
Whoa.
Okay. Fantastic.
Perfect theme for WWE review. Perfect theme.
So Crossroads hooks the inside leg, the leg for Gunther clearly on the outside for the first two, and then weirdly brings it back in and like flicks it up in the air. And I don't know whether this was just a kind of elaborate try to kick out after the ref didn't notice his leg out. But the ref didn't notice his leg. And all of a sudden the 3 count comes and Cody Rhodes retains. Gunther not very happy that the referee didn't see his leg. And me not so happy with just another average, like run of the mill, hit a couple of your spots.
Yeah.
Cody hit Crossroads really early in the match. I'll have to go back and look at the exact time of the match, but it didn't feel very long.
No.
And this, as you said, and you can go into this a little bit further, kind of stayed in one gear. And then Gunther just complaining at the end, like, oh, my leg was out there. And like,
yeah.
So now he's just, I guess, probably going to get a rematch and go and complain on television.
Yeah.
For these guys, Zach, this was very ordinary. Very ordinary.
Yes.
And I thought we were going to get something special at the beginning. Like, first of all, because it's Gunther and Cody, and I expect them to care.
Mm-hmm.
And second of all, because there's only 2 matches on the free show, the pre-show, I thought we were going to get something really, really good. And we got something that at the end, I was just like, what? Like, come on. What did you think?
It was a very house show-esque match. I felt like I was watching a televised house show match because like what you mentioned in terms of it just felt like it stuck to a second gear and it never hit that next gear. Like I can't sit here and say it was a bad pro wrestling match because it wasn't. But I can't sit here and say it was a great pro wrestling match either. It was just kind of, they were doing stuff and there wasn't really a rhyme or reason with a lot of the stuff that they were doing, but it was like, oh, we're going to, do this and we're going to go to this spot. We're going to go to this spot and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, this match is not really hitting that next gear for me. And then of course that finish happened. And I have to, there's a part of me that's like, was this a screw up? Like, was this one of those cases where the refs counting? Maybe I'm being too nice to the WWE creative team here, but is this a case of foot was on the bottom rope and the ref was supposed to see it, but he didn't see it. And then he's counting to shoot 3.
Come on.
Look, I'm a new man, Lee. I'm trying to find new, fresh,
Zach,
different perspectives here.
11 minutes and 35 seconds, the official time.
It was short, eh? Oh,
for
man.
Cody Rhodes and Gunther for the the undisputed WWE championship.
Yes.
But I mean, 2 of your very, very best guys. 11:35 to open things up. Come on.
Yeah. It was an odd finish, especially like, as you mentioned, because his foot was on the bottom rope. We saw it on the replay. They showed the replay of this. Foot was on the bottom rope, and then for some reason, without any rhyme or reason, he lifted his leg up on
Why
the
would
3,
you do that?
which I had no
like what's even the reason behind it, like, that I'm not getting?
The only thing I can think of, and this is me very much stretching, like trying to find some sort of logic here, is that in order for the ref to think he didn't, mistake that the leg was underneath the rope, was that if he looked up once he finishes 3 count, he sees the leg is over top outside of the bottom rope as opposed to the initial call. But then again, shouldn't the ref be able to see what's happening like on the other side? Like, isn't this referee?
But he didn't put his leg back on the rope.
Nope.
He brought it up to almost
Up and
try and
over.
kick out.
Yeah, but he didn't. It was a very weird. And then they had the stuff at the end, right? And Gunther's like yelling at the referee, and of course, referee's like 1, 2, 3. It's a final count here.
Gunther's telling him to look at the replay.
Yeah, then look at it's like, come on, and ref's like, look, it's my final decision. 1, 2, 3. I didn't see it. I have to call what I see. And then they just walked off, and I was like, okay, thanks for doing that. I'm glad I consumed a 3-star pro wrestling match. This isn't the first time, by the way, that Cody Rhodes has had a match where it felt like it never got out of a gear.
Yeah.
I remember the Saturday night's main event match, funny enough, with Drew McIntyre, where I was like, oh, Cody and Drew, like, those are 2 good wrestlers. And that one was also like, oh, they're kind of not escaping out of this gear. So I don't know if this is kind of the new phase of Cody Rhodes where it's like being selective on where he wants to really go 100% here. But
MVB says it was a mid-meh finish to the opening match.
I think that's fair.
Mid-meh.
Mid-meh.
Mid.
Backlash.
What I will tell you, at 11 minutes and 35 seconds, Zach, and this is something that we're going to look forward to on the post show here.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody in the room put their hand up, and it wasn't a reasonable guy for Elite.
Yes, that's right.
because this is why we do what we do. It wasn't
What we do.
It wasn't RG. Somebody in the room said, you know what? Clash in Italy, I got a really good idea. We got Cody and Gunther. I know, but people have seen those guys before.
Mm-hmm.
I like being in these meetings, these creative meetings. I think we should book Jade Cargill and Sol Ruka to have longer matches than Cody and Gunther. Great idea, boss.
That's brilliant. They will never see it
They'll
coming.
never see it coming.
Yeah. They truly will never see it. You know what would be the ultimate rib is that on the free portion on ESPN, you're going to get 16 minutes, nearly 17 minutes of Jade Cargill out there. And let me tell you, she was not Jaguar Yokota out there for her match against Rhea Ripley. I mean, this was just...
I haven't heard you bust that one out.
Yeah, this... I've been trying to expand out. I've got other ones in the holster, but yes, no Jaguar Yokota was Jade Cargill. This was a very sloppy match, and then then the run-ins happen. I'll let you take over because I'm already jumping the gun here. But oh man, what a show.
Again, one of your big things is, I'll just say two words as we transition. This is going to be my smooth transition into the next match. Two words for you, Zach. I got two words for you. Road agents.
Chris Paul and Steve Nash must see TV. That's more than two words. You told me to keep it short. No, he said two words. Steve Nash and Chris Paul. That's still more than two words.
Fantastic.
So good.
Okay. So apparently Cody just hangs on to it in 11 minutes and 35 seconds and just pins the guy weirdly that, you know, retired all these guys and then had Lesnar and Mysterio go, I'm not losing to that guy. So they bowed out. And
well, I'm sure, you know, later on, once Cody Rhodes eventually turns heel, because that will happen, because it seems like they're trying to do more of that and try and get. And so I'm sure people will go back to this, like, you know what, that's actually brilliant because he screwed him over and the fans were disappointed, but it was all part of this heel turn for Cody Rhodes. And it's like, oh, that's so brilliant. We purposefully made you mad and felt like you got ripped off so that we could execute this heel turn so you can boo Cody Rhodes.
yeah, well, here come the road agents.
Yeah.
Because in our next match for the WWE Women's Championship, Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill. I think we always say this, but it's probably the only positive thing I can say is that, man, Jade Cargill looks good.
Yes. Like, has a presence, looks like a star.
Oh, does she ever?
Then the bell rings.
But we witnessed in 16 minutes and 57 seconds the maturation process.
Yes, as Michael Cole said.
Of Jade Cargill.
Yes, she's only been in the industry 5 years, 5 or 6 years, but we're now starting to see. And after she's already won the women's championship, by the way, now we're starting to see the maturation process of Jade Cargill in the ring.
TBS champion forever.
That's right.
Debuted in 2018 and then signed to AEW in 2020. So she's been doing this for 8 years.
Yep. But now it's the maturation process. And they said this after they screwed up a spot in the match where they were trying to...
Which, of course, that's when they said it.
Yeah.
When they screwed up a couple of spots.
Yes.
So, again, you and I say this all the time. Rhea Ripley is a star. She looks like a star. She can compete like a star. I hate her finisher for a star, but that's just me. And she always gets these, man, I got to carry Jade Cargill again, or I got to carry somebody else. And my criticism of her before was that she couldn't do that. And I guess wrestling Charlotte and wrestling, you know, some of the very top stars, Asuka, for a long time, she got to that point and now she can, but I wish she didn't have to, because it'd be great to see Rhea Ripley go in the ring and just not have to think that I not only have to do this, but I have to carry somebody else as well. right?
Yep.
So for Jade Cargill, I don't know. Like there's a couple spots that were botched. She wasn't horrible, but she doesn't have the next year. Richie says nothing like a live show to end off our 1,500-kilometer road trip in the Momstang.
There you go.
Where were they? 1,500 KOA?
Yeah, like according to Richard,
Okay.
to the mom's thing.
So I want to point you now towards the end of the match.
Yep.
Where there's a spot, if you can believe this, that Jade Cargill, Rhea Ripley hits. Did you hit the riptide at that point? She hits a big move, goes for the cover, and again, sit down. I know you're sitting down, but get
prepped here.
Get prepped. Hooks the inside leg.
Oh,
near the ropes.
Oh,
and if you can believe, Jade Cargill got her foot on the rope, and the ref saw it.
What?
Yeah, it's true.
And it's even better because first of all, we had the run-ins from B-Fab and Meechin. I'm like, that's what this PLE needs. B-Fab and Meechin.
Well, if you really want to know what happened, just go listen to me on the preview show.
Yes,
and I'll tell you.
Where you just called the finish.
Called like literally the exact finish.
That was funny because it's like, of course they make their ramps super long. So they're actually having to like hustle down. It's like, we got to get there for our spot that we have pre-planned. And so they're hustling down. There's a little bit of celebration. There's a little bit of the Jeff Hardy effect where like his brother Matt is getting beat up, but then they play Jeff Hardy's music and then they start to do the whole Hardy dance while his brother's getting beaten up in the ring.
Oh, I'll pass the GTA and back to see family.
There you go.
Okay. Fantastic.
There you go. And so there you go. You got the live show now
where's past the GTA? Like I went to school in Kitchener.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a Wilfrid Laurier guy.
Yeah. Kitchener, by the way, playing the Memorial Cup.
Yeah. Against Everett.
Yep.
In fact, there's a couple of guys on that team. Just so everybody knows, we're not one-trick ponies. A couple guys on that team. There's only been 2 people in the history of junior hockey that have won Memorial Cups with 2 different teams in back-to-back years.
Right.
How about that?
Yes.
Noah Dobson, one of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
But Kitchener's got a couple of those guys that played on London last year. So,
which is crazy considering the rivalry between those 2.
But there's been some huge trades between those 2 teams. Oh, Richie.
In Oakville.
Oakville.
Home of the Oakville Blades.
Martin Garrix show. Okay. But Oakville, I wouldn't even say Oakville. I guess it's that tweener. To me, Oakville is like Canada.
Gotcha. The Canada, the GTA.
Like it's outside of.
It's technically part
Canada's
of it.
Outside of Ottawa, but is it? You know what I mean? Like that's what Oakville is. Because it's not like you're in Oakville, you're still in GTA traffic. And don't come at me because the people in Burlington and then the people in Hamilton are going like, yeah, Oakville's still still there. So it's kind of like I was gonna say Nepean, maybe like Bell's Corners, but very much richer.
There you go.
Well, it's a very rich town, Oakville.
Yes.
So
B-Fab and Meechin are running it.
No, but the whole point is that so their big spot for B-Fab and Meechin to run in is to put Jade's leg on the rope.
Which we had just saw something similar in the previous match.
That the ref didn't see.
And
then it ended.
But this ref did see that move. But also, it was also botched because B-Fab is trying to grab the leg, and for whatever reason, Jade Cargill's like waving her leg out of the air.
They're late, first of all, because they're waving to the crowd and doing all that stuff. Yeah. So they're late. And then all of a sudden, it's the scramble to try and get to the leg.
Yeah.
And they can't get it.
Yeah.
The first time.
And literally, B-Fab's reaching across, like, get over here. And then it's like the 2.5. And I'm like, oh my God, they're going to. And then Cargill had enough wherewithal to like put her leg across. And then B-Fab put it on, and they were like, yeah, we did that. Like, that's it's like, no, don't even try to sell it at that point.
You didn't do anything.
You almost screwed up that spot. And so it's like, of course, we had to see that spot after we had just seen something similar in the first match. As soon as I saw it, we both looked at each other, Lee, and I'm like,
Oh my
road
God.
agents, man. Like,
Well, it's not over, Zach.
it's,
Well,
that's not even the old spot.
Richie's still in and says, makes it feel, or sorry, if you're coming from the other side, you have to go through Toronto, downtown Toronto, which I would say 407, but I do understand the 407 is quite pricey.
Yes.
And Richie says, makes it feel different trip entirely after just passing through Toronto traffic. Does it ever? I'm a Markham boy, Richie. So yes, I would come from Kitchener or whatever, but once you even Markham, like you got to get out and past the Whitbys and the Oshawas and the Ajaxes and the Pickerings of the world. You get to Bowmanville finally, and you're like, okay, it's not far to Belleville at that point.
Nope. Great city, Belleville.
Stop to charge, bathroom break for 15 minutes on the side of the GTA. Pickering, maybe a little closer, an hour and a half to get through Toronto to get to Oakville. And felt like a whole new leg of the journey, given it was so few actual kilometers for such a long amount of time. So I get it. I know we're in the middle of a match here, but I have a hybrid that does not take a charge.
Yeah.
The respect that I have for people that have full electric cars, even though I'm not quite sure where the batteries all go. I don't think they go to a great place.
Nope.
But I still have a lot of respect to, because usually people are doing it for environmental reasons, even more than financial reasons.
Yep.
But the pressure to stop and charge these cars, I can't even tell you the respect I have for people that go on every trip and it's like, oh my God.
Will the charge stay?
Right.
Yeah.
And how far can I get to? And will I get to the station? Will this, like I just.
Yeah. I don't have the full hybrid. I have the partial hybrid.
Same.
But having that, it's great for city driving in the car. But it's, I also was kind of like, wow, like having to find a spot because my dad has a car that's more full electric where he has to plug in. It's a combination gas. And so he does have to find, a spot, and that can be something, especially when you're trying to find it in Belleville. It's a little tough.
So back to the match.
Yes.
So what they're doing though, they finally get this leg sorted out on the rope point to the rope.
Referee, look at this.
Yeah. Okay. And immediately I'm like, so this referee sees when B-Fab comes down to put the leg on the rope, but doesn't see when Gunther puts his leg under the rope.
Different referee. That referee on his game. We'll also talk about referee selection for matches as well later on. But this referee was on his game.
Right.
And he's calling it. He's seeing it, right?
So good on him.
Yep. You know what? Good call. I usually come on here and say, do your job. But in this case,
which I think is going to be my new gimmick. So like anytime I go to live events, I'm going to have a referee shirt. I'm going to bring a do your job.
Yeah.
And every little tiny mistake a referee makes, I'm going to be all over them. All over them.
You're going to look at them like, 1, 2, 3, ref. That's how you watch the shoulder, ref.
There was a point in one of the matches that I think it was Rhea Ripley, right? In this match, where she covered Cargill, kicked out, but she still kind of laid over her.
Yep.
And was like fully touching her, and Cargill's shoulders were on the mat.
Yep.
Why wasn't the referee counting?
Yeah, that's right.
Do your job.
Had the arm over. It's like, that's another cover.
It's literally when people drape the arm, you count.
Yeah.
She's got half her body on. Now she's resting.
Yep.
She's not trying to bend her, but that's not your job to make.
That's right. Anyway.
So.
But that's not it.
Because, Zach, a little bit later on, as the tides turn in the match, Jade Cargill gets the upper hand. All of a sudden, out of nowhere.
What?
Off the top of the barricade, Charlotte Flair comes. You listen to the preview show. Told you exactly, but Charlotte Flair, I can't believe it. She's here.
Whoa.
Off the barricade. Crossbody to B-Fab and Mishin, takes them out. And then Jade Cargill hits
Jaded. Which was how I've been feeling about WWE recently as well.
Right. Hits Jaded. Rolls Rhea Ripley over.
Yep.
Toward the rope.
Yep.
And then, Zach, if you can believe it, hooks the inside leg. Zach, what are we doing?
And not only that, Charlotte Flair comes in.
No.
And lifts the leg and puts it on the bottom rope.
And not only that, the referee saw it again. Let's go. At this point, there's only been 24 minutes of actual wrestling.
Yes.
And we've had 3 spots.
Yes.
Where the
big moments in the match.
Where wrestlers put their feet on the rope and they're either seen or not seen, and there's outside interference.
And Jade Cargill like, oh, I can't believe, and Charlotte's like, that's payback, that's the follow. And I'm like, if you're gonna do a finish like this, can we maybe prevent a similar finish in the first match?
Only 2 matches on the pre-show.
If I was just watching for free on ESPN, I saw the same 2 finishes in the opening, and you want me to get enticed? Oh, maybe I'll see it a 3rd time on the pre-show. What are you talking about? I mean, come on. And again, I wasn't exactly watching Kawada and Misawa in there either when it comes to a match. So, I mean, this match, like, again, we say it a lot with Jade Cargill, but you could just see it. Like, she's been, how long again? 8 years, what you said?
2018.
2018. She debuted in AEW in 2020, 2021 or whatever.
2020.
And so all this time, and then, you know, she goes to WWE and all these people like the Performance Center, they'll straighten her out.
Right.
She's going to figure it out in the Performance Center because there's just so many success stories coming out of that Performance Center. And so this Performance Center is going to straighten her out. Lee, still, despite the commentary saying the maturation process of Jade Cargill, despite the fact she's already won the women's championship, already won the top prize in the women's division, where we're really seeing her come into her own here and blah, blah, blah. Despite this, you watch her wrestle and she still looks like she's thinking about what's the next thing to do in her matches.
Yep. 8 years.
8 years. At some point, she's just not going to get it. And I get why they continue to push her because, like, she's got a look and she's got presence.
When they introduce her in the opening and they do those kind of almost video game cameras and lights, she looks like a $1,000,000,000.
Yes.
Like, she looks insanely good.
Yes.
It's just when the bell rings.
Yeah. And then the bell rings and you're like,
so, and
then some road agent is like, you know what? Let's go 17 minutes with Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill and see what happens.
2 leg on the rope spots.
And 2 leg on the rope
after the Gunther Cody leg on the rope, not on the rope.
Does nobody talk to each other?
That was actually the finish, though, of the first match. And then they did it twice in the second match.
Yes. How does nobody talk to each other?
Zach, there's 2 matches.
Yes.
On the pre-show.
Back to back.
The only people that have to talk to each other, if there's 10 road agents, are like the 2 that are there. We don't even need those 8.
Yes. I'm sitting there baffled. I work independent shows, and in one of the shows, I won't name them because, you know, you can't reveal details too much about what goes on backstage. But before every start of the show, every time when there's a pre-show meeting, they always say, what spots are you going to do in your matches? Every show.
Wasn't Danielson helping train her?
Yes.
This is Tanner?
Yes. He was helping train
but what
Cargill.
If you're at independent shows, C4, Acclaim, Remix, and these people are going through beforehand what spots you're doing. There was only 5 matches on this whole card.
Right.
It's actually impossible to think that nobody talked beforehand.
Right.
But if you watch these first 2 matches and you realize that in 11 minutes, Gunther and Cody are going to end with a foot on the rope, not on the rope finish. Don't worry about it, girls. Just go out there and do the foot on the rope twice.
Yeah. It's stuff like this. Sometimes people will hear it's like, wow, they're really nitpicking, but it's details like that show me that you care. It's an attention to detail.
No, but they were the finishes of the 2 matches.
And they're big parts
spots.
of the matches.
Yeah, they're big spots.
It's one thing to have the same move during the match, and it's like, oh, but it's like at the middle point of the match. It's kind of carrying into the finish.
So when, like in the first match, when they did the pedigree 3 minutes in.
Correct. And
I actually love that.
I want to see Triple H's reactions like, well, that's my move. What are you?
They just did it as another move that just got another like 2 count kick out onto something else. It was like, that's so good.
Give me the WWE Unreal footage of Triple H seeing that in the back. Be like, Guys, who told them to do the pedigree as a transition move? That's my move. But
anyway, it's insane to think that these people did not talk.
Yeah.
Or
it's just it's mind-boggling. It really shouldn't be that difficult, and yet somehow it is. And it's in the biggest pro wrestling company in the world.
Mhm.
It's just baffling to me. And also on the free portion on ESPN, where people are, dabbling in, it's like, oh, maybe I'll subscribe to ESPN Unlimited. I'm sure it's not in huge numbers, but you gotta at least try. So and again, this match was not an exemplary match. It was fine. Like, Jade Cargill had a lot of messy spots. Rhea tried. One of the things I also noted, and this might be just a me thing, because you mentioned as well when I brought it up to you, like, this isn't a big deal for me. I find she mouths a lot of stuff, like her theme song, and then she's like, mouthing off about the ring introduction and whatnot. I don't know. Me personally, I find that incredibly distracting. But
Why?
maybe that's just very neat. I don't know. I'm just like imagine if you're talking, then I just start, like, you just say words and then I start mouthing off those same words. I find it kind of annoying. This is maybe a personal thing.
Hold on. So if I'm out there
Mhm.
and I'm so jacked up that my theme song comes on,
Yep.
that's made for me.
Yep.
And I'm coming out there and I'm feeling it, and you can feel the crowd's feeling it.
Mhm.
And I'm kind of singing along with the song, like the crowd, and we're all in this together. That's annoying to you?
Annoying. Maybe like little short bursts, but she does it all her theme song and all of the ring introduction.
Kind of feel like she's into it. Like, it makes me feel as a fan that, like, if I'm doing that, if I'm a Rhea Ripley fan and I'm singing the theme song, because I like to sing theme songs. I like Rhea Ripley's song, actually.
Yeah.
But
It's a good song.
there's other songs
Mhm.
that I like to belt out, like when they come out. Like, I'm pumped. The wrestler doing it themselves, so now they're one like me. I'm here for it.
You see Hangman mouthing off his own theme song. You
I don't
see
think there are words to
John
Hangman.
Moxley.
Hold
doing
on.
that.
There's no words to
You
Hangman.
see Bryan Danielson doing that to Final Countdown. You see
For the first,
remember
your
what-
first two examples of the Death Riders and Hangman have no words.
You remember Stone Cold Steve Austin coming down when he had the Disturbed thing, and he
But he
was
did
mouthing
no.
off his-
But he Zach. This is
Remember
now
The Rock?
Your third example. Stone Cold has no words either.
Remember when the Sandman mouthed the words to enter Sandman into
He
his
actually
ring
did
entrance?
sometimes.
He would smoke the
No,
cigarette.
it was
and then
5
pour
minutes
beer.
long, so he had
Yeah.
to do
You
something.
gotta fill at that point, but did he do it the whole entrance?
She doesn't do it the whole
She
entrance.
does it the whole entrance. Go back and watch the whole thing from the whole foot stomp thing. Like the whole foot stomp thing to.
Why is
And
this
looking across.
like, of all the things that bug you, this is what's bugging you?
Apparently, this is.
I
just,
thought you were a new man. The
You're
last
right.
10 minutes, I have not heard this new man gimmick.
You're right. Maybe look, it's a mild inconvenience. How about that? It's a mild inconvenience.
Yeah. When
But
you were
I-
talking about the legs and the road agents,
Yeah.
it didn't sound like a mild
That one wasn't a mild
inconvenience.
inconvenience. That was just straight up bad. Like that's just like not knowing how to do your jobs. So it's just a thing that I find annoying.
Tanner says, like Wild Thing.
Yes. See, thank you, Tanner.
It's pretty corny, and I noticed it with other wrestlers too.
Yes, it is a bit corny. Like,
Oh my God, it's wrestling. Heaven forbid wrestling be corny.
Don't. I'm gonna say that defense belt is just wrestling in a little bit.
Heaven forbid.
Oh,
Heaven forbid somebody have fun coming down the ring to their own. You know what? I'm pumped right now because if I had like Judas or I'd be singing the whole thing.
does Chris
CM
Jericho
Punk
sing
does-
his song?
CM Punk does sometimes.
Well, he says it's clobbering time, and then he gets up on the top rope, and he just. But he's also a fraud.
Cody Rhodes.
He doesn't really sing his song.
Whoa!
He doesn't do the whoa. He just goes
No, he does the whoa.
He does not do the whoa. He does the entrance motion for the whoa, like entrance motion, like it's a WWE video game. Like he does the motion, But
I'm not having this one.
Rhea does it too much. Again, this might be a mild, but I've noticed it, and it's once you see it, I can't stop seeing it. It's like when Lex Luger sells. If you've ever heard Lex Luger sell, all he does is every time he takes a strike. And now I can't watch a Lex Luger match to say like I went back and watched Capital Combat with. I
was just gonna say I stopped that and I put that period right at I can't watch a Lex Luger match.
Yeah.
Period.
Period.
Yeah, I just don't talk after that.
Fair enough. Well, look, I think early.
Lex never was able to carry anybody. When Lex got in the ring with Ric Flair, when he got in the ring with Flair, got in the ring with some other people,
yes,
that could go. Yes. He was okay.
Yes,
but
then he realized he wasn't going to be a top star, so he stopped giving a damn.
Yeah,
and so then he just got But when you see him wrestle, I was watching Capital Combat.
Why?
Because I love the RoboCop stuff. It was so stupid. I actually enjoyed it. And the 4 horsemen running off from RoboCop and him opening up the cage door to save Sting. It was stupid, but it was sometimes they're stupid where it's just so they think it's great. But it's not, but it's hilarious.
I agree.
It's like the movie The Room. If you know the Tommy Wiseau The Room movie.
I don't know that movie.
It's an awful movie, but it's also an incredible movie.
Right. Because it's so bad, it's good.
It's so, Tommy Wiseau himself is able to, the way he pronounces lines is awful. So all that to say, when I watched it, it was the Lex Luger versus Ric Flair steel cage match. And every time he gets thrown in the cage, that's all I heard. And I'm like, I can't watch a Luger match.
Okay, but even if this bothers you,
yeah,
it's over before the match starts.
Mm-hmm.
Even that's the worst thing. And look, we're now talking about Rhea Ripley for 5 minutes when
yes.
Jade Cargill went 17 minutes tonight.
Look, I mean, you got to change it up. People know how I feel about Jade Cargill at this point, so I don't know. So I felt like I needed to bring something new to the table, and I'm just annoyed by it. It's annoying. It's one thing to do Osprey getting up on the top rope, pointing at everybody, and remember the sound just before they do the Osprey, getting the crowd set up.
Hold on, and he does it all the time.
And he gets set up, but he does that in one little bit to set up the crowd.
And remember the sound.
Yeah, but in this case, Rhea Ripley, from the moment she walks out of that curtain to the stomp to the walking down the ramp, and she's doing this little thing with the crowd, she looks like she's a fish. She's looking across. And then, but she's mouthing off all the words. And I'm like, okay, I know the words.
Do you? Sing it.
I'm not going to sing it.
You don't know the words.
I don't want to sing it. The last thing the good listener of This Is Wrestling needs is me singing, period. That's like Lex Luger selling. People don't need that. Okay? So I'm going to prevent that. But anyways, I didn't realize it was going to be that. I thought it was just going to be a small thing.
It's not, because I actually think it makes her one with the crowd. Everyone's on the same page together.
Yeah.
And I think it blends her in. Oh, Tanner, but this is her brutality.
That's right. I eat, sleep, breathe.
Well, this is her fun before she has to go wrestle Jade Cargill to 17 minutes.
Well, you know what? If you were to sell to me as she needs to hype herself up because she has to go 17 minutes with Jade Cargill, you know what? That's a great point. But
I wish she would get a better finisher.
Yes,
as a big, strong woman, the riptide doesn't look like it hurts anybody, except for opponents who say that it's a hard move to take somehow.
Yeah,
and they get kind of awkward with it, but it doesn't look. I don't know. I like a lot about Rhea Ripley and what she's doing.
I'm not saying that as a diss.
She comes out. She's a star.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me be clear. I think she's a star, and she is probably she is the top women's wrestler in the world. I'm not saying that
still that better way, than Trouble.
My ears bleed.
Yeah.
Trouble. That's me. Cherry lips, and I forget the rest of the names.
Well, that's more than I got.
And then there's a whole dance routine, and I'm like, when
I hear Trouble, I think it's Taylor Swift.
Me too.
Trouble.
You are a Swift,
but I know it's Liv Morgan. I know.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay.
So that's my point.
Well, my point is now we're 44:22 into this broadcast, and we haven't even got to the main card yet.
That's right. Now you get into the paid portion. You have paid $10 for each of the matches. Again, 3 matches for your main card that you paid for if you're in the US. Right. Canadians, you get it all part of the Netflix package or whatever. So
But if you're in Canadian dollars, you're looking at like $45 or something, like $15 a match.
Yep.
Which literally is like about $250, $275 a minute for Brock Lesnar and Obafemi.
Yep.
Who went an incredible 621.
Yeah, I said you asked me over under. I said 430, and it went well over.
They hung out on the outside for a bit.
They did.
Which, you know, Oba laid there and he looks unconscious. Oh, he's up and he's back in the ring.
Yeah. The eyes are open, but the lights, the lights aren't there.
Okay, so Brock Lesnar does defeat Obafemi to begin things. F5, 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 pin. Doesn't get him.
You forgot 2 more F5s in that F5 count.
No,
There's
I'm just
7
talking.
F5s.
Zach, I was talking about the opening.
Oh, you're just talking about the opening
4
stretch. Gotcha, yeah.
F5s.
Yep.
A pin attempt.
Yep.
Back up, another F5.
Mhm.
Pin attempt. Brock Lesnar looking very red, very frustrated about 52 seconds into the match.
Yes.
I am not a fan of these type of matches. And when I say these type, I mean the ones where the wrestlers simply do their finisher that doesn't finish them and they keep doing it and doing it and doing it. Yeah, at some point we're supposed to believe that at the end it's going to work when it hasn't worked before.
Right.
I don't understand it. We saw it again. We saw a couple of crossroads, right? In the Cody match, we saw a couple of riptides.
Saw a couple of jadeds.
So it's just so finisher heavy, these matches.
Well, that's the WWE. Like, you've seen one WWE match in 2026, you've seen them all.
Right.
Because you just do a layout. Big spot, big kick out. Oh, I can't believe he kicked out. Stand up. Next sequence, big spot, kick out. Ah, can't believe kick out. Next sequence, kick out. Ah, that's all these WWE matches are.
Right. So Oba never got his and whatever it's called, where he like lifts him up well above his head into
well, there was the botch choke slam because
what's his move? Like where he lifts it up and then like above his head. What does he call it?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Anyway, he never got that in on Brock like he did at WrestleMania.
Right.
But they did botch a choke slam.
Yeah.
As Brock jumped way too early.
Yeah, Brock went way too early.
So Brock Lesnar, after getting out of the like power bomb maneuver and then hits another F5, his 7th of the match, pins Obafemi in 6 minutes and 21 seconds. Is this the right move?
It's not, but I understood the attempts that they were trying to make with this. So I will go ahead and say of the matches on the card, this is my favorite. It was very much my style where, yes, was there a lot of finishers? Yes. Could they have cut down on those finishers? Yes. Could they have just done the 3 F5s to start and realize, no, I can't do it, and then save another F5 for later on the match? Yes. But I understood what they were trying to go for with this because it's the classic WWE thing of like, look, we don't want him to win, but we also don't want him to look bad when he loses.
Right.
So we're going to protect him in this loss. So he's going to take an ass whipping. He's going to take 7 F5s for him to lose. He took a Kimura lock as well, which they were also like, he could snap his arm off. And Oba wasn't really selling it that well. He was just kind of like, this got to find that bottom rope. I saw the other 2 matches, so I should probably reach across for that bottom rope so the referee can see it.
And Corey Graves, like, his arm might be broken. I'm like, he doesn't even look bothered.
No, exactly. But it's just like, so I understood what they were trying to go for, and you're not going to believe it, Lee. You're not going to believe this. There was an announce table spot in this match. I know. And I was shocked too. There was an announce table spot. That's where one of the F5s were into the announce table. It's like, and he's out cold. And that's where Corey Graves was like, the eyes are open, but the lights are off over there and blah, blah, blah.
And he got to 8.
Yeah, there's no way.
Stood up and came in the ring.
Yeah. Like he was Road Warrior Hawk taking a tombstone pile driver. Like he just got up And they're like, oh my God, I can't believe he was able to get up. Like, this is unbelievable. And then he like walks across and then rolls into the ring. So I understood what they were going for here. I understood that they were trying to protect him as much as possible, where they were like, yes, he lost, but he took all these F5s, took all this punishment from Brock. And this is a pissed off Brock Lesnar because he is mad that he lost so quickly to Oba at WrestleMania. And he wants the, like, I understood everything that they were going for here. But Lee, I will always say it. You know what could have really made Obafemi over the top? Really make like
another
a longer term
ass-kicking win over Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, it's almost like if he wins the match and he beats Brock again despite the 7 F5s or whatever, like, wow, that could really put him over.
Tanner says 3 F5s to beat the streak, but 7 on Oba? Good Lord.
Yeah. Well, it's all about putting over Obafemi.
It's not the same Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, it's not the same Brock
the
Lesnar.
F5s just don't have the same effect.
I get the thought process there, Tanner, but I'm also thinking you got to try and put somebody over somehow. So
I also don't like the F5 as a finisher. And I know it's been his thing the entire time.
Yeah.
But now he gets in these matches and it's all he does.
Yep.
And it's like,
you know, maybe I like these more because, you know, what we were just saying earlier. It was like big move, kick out. Like that's every WWE match. At least with this, it's like just big, like just kicking the guy's ass and doing these finishers, and then and it's short and to the point, as opposed to where it's the Brock Lesnar match for the other matches, but elongated to 17 minutes, you know, and it's stuff in between. So I enjoy this out of all 5 matches. Again, this is I'm not exactly saying this is Okada Omega, okay? But, you know, which by the way, New Japan put up the 2 out of 3 falls match for free on YouTube, and I messaged you that I'm like, should I watch this before the WWE show?
yes, Zach. Yes, you're a new man.
I'm a new man.
Please watch it right before you come into the WWE shows.
I remember watching it at the time and thinking, pro wrestling can't get any better than this when I watched it. Like, I never had that feeling since then. Certainly not from this card. But I did watch it. And I was like, man, this is so good. And then you come on to this and I'm just like, man, remember when wrestling was good? Remember when it was good?
Well,
I know Double or Nothing was this past Sunday. Nonetheless.
by the way, we're going to talk
about
AW after this because I do want to throw a couple things at you. But
sure.
I can't believe I'm going to say this. Because of the basic foundation of what pro wrestling is, which is big star against big star and who's gonna beat who, and they look like stars, and you have those 2 guys kind of going at each other, and you know it's going to be short, but you don't quite know who's going to win. I didn't love this match, but this was the best match on the card. And Cody and Gunther wrestled on this match.
Correct.
On this card.
Yep.
Like, that's no good for them. Anyway.
Yep.
So it's 1-1, beep.
Or as Brock Lesnar said, 1 + 1.
1 + 1. 1 + 1. It's like,
and I'm like, 2? Like what
we know.
That was the second match. Look, I know I'm not the smartest at math here, Brock, but I do know what 1 + 1 equals. Okay.
It's not what you're trying to tell us.
1 + 1.
Yeah.
I think you meant 1 and 1, but you know,
it's setting up for a third and deciding match.
Is that going to be at SummerSlam? Or is that going to be at another WWE PLE? Is it going to be in beautiful Riyadh? Which we got another one of those ads, by the way, today. Morgan Freeman's going to be there.
Yeah, it was all over the place as far as sponsorships were concerned, too, because you had Riyadh and then you had Slim Jim.
Yeah. There was an ad for the Scary Movie.
Right, which is in the middle of the ring.
Do people...
But this was in Italy.
Yeah.
But the next one's in Saudi Arabia. But here's all of our American stuff.
Yep.
It's just weird.
Yeah. Well, they had one of the Wayans brothers call in to Miz and R-Truth.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, well, we started to see it, and then we had the ability to fast forward. Like, no.
Danhausen was kind of involved, and I'm like, oh, and then one of the Wayans.
Yeah,
I
think it was Marlon,
but I'm out.
I mean, like I never found the Wayans brothers funny.
We gotta catch up anyway. Like, this is not something that
you were not excited for Scary Movie.
Sol Ruka Becky Lynch for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. And Zach, of all the matches, if you can believe it, this was the match that Jessica Carr got assigned to as the referee.
Wow. It's unbelievable the luck of the draw here.
Right.
But you know what I'm going to get, Lee? Zach, it's just pro wrestling. You got to like me. It's just pro wrestling. And I'm like, does anybody give a damn?
I thought Chad Patton would get that match.
Yeah.
Senior referee Chad Patton. But
Charles Robinson got the night off. He wasn't on the card. So, but no, of course, the Becky Lynch match, you're not going to believe it, but it was Jessica Carr, the referee she's in an active feud with, which is just unbelievable. And this like, oh, Zach, it's pro wrestling. You got to let that go. Like, you got to enjoy some of the funny ha-has.
Sorry, the sun's right in my face there. I'm going to have to. Yeah, the palatial estates. You don't know where the sun's going to come in on.
That's right.
All these times. So,
yeah. But
they actually look not that close on television, but it feels much closer.
It is very, yes. In fact, I'm quite uncomfortable. No. No. I mean, speaking of uncomfortable, I just had to keep on watching the Becky Lynch, Jessica Carr stuff. And
14 minutes and 2 seconds.
And this was the match, by the way, where it was like, because you were cooking up the very good wings, by the way.
Okay, good.
This helped. It helped a lot in my viewing
wings
experience.
and ribs.
Wings and ribs. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And but of course, every time you had left,
right,
Becky Lynch got into an interaction with Jessica Carr,
and I missed it.
And you missed it.
I rewound a couple of them.
You did rewound a couple of them
just to make sure.
Yeah.
Corey Graves is yelling at Michael Cole. Are you kidding me? What did you saw that? And
Yeah.
like, that's exactly what happened, Corey.
Yes.
Michael said it.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
Yeah. And of course, it's every interaction you've seen from these two over the last couple of months. And it's like, oh, this is just brilliant storytelling. Like, she's just so mad at this referee because she's a heel. And heels, just like she's mad at the referee. So the referee's counting like, look, I'm just counting 1, 2, 3. And I'm watching out the shoulder kick counts, right? I was like, I'm
do
just
your job, Jessica.
Yes.
That's right. I have the sign. Becky Lynch says, do your job.
Do your job. And I was like, oh, 1, 2, 3. I just spent, and Becky's like, do your job, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I've seen this spot 1,000 times now. I don't believe anybody when they say they enjoy this storyline. I don't believe them. I just straight up don't believe them because it's the same stuff each and every time. And like I mentioned with Becky Lynch, of course, her natural evolution from being the man, the ass kicker, the last kicker, actually. Like she like literally a playoff of ass kicker was in her nickname.
Right.
And she goes out there and beats people up. She doesn't care if there's blood on her face.
Of course, what made her is an accidental shot to the nose from Nia Jax. Yeah.
And so of course the natural progression is cowardly heel that runs away from all her opponents. How do people explain that storyline progression here?
This is what you need to take to any WWE fan.
Yes.
And say like, the man.
Yes.
The last kicker, the person that's not afraid of anybody, the person that main evented WrestleMania, the woman in the recycled every year Sports Illustrated rankings from 3 years ago.
That's not me saying it. It's Sports Illustrated.
Still make the rounds every year like they're new.
Mm-hmm.
And people text me like, oh, what'd you make of these rankings? I'm like,
yeah, what the heck is that?
From 3 years ago?
I know people don't care about pro wrestling, but can they not see that they had, I literally, like, when you messaged me, it's like, I felt like we had a whole episode dedicated to this.
We did.
And then I'm looking at it, I was like, this is the same rankings.
When it first came out.
Yeah, and then the same people were texting us, be like, oh, can you believe that Becky Lynch was ranked so high? It's like, well, yeah, because I saw it previously. Why does this get recirculated?
Anyways, the point why she was on, because at the time, there was a time where she was the most watched or most relevant part of the WWE. When Becky Lynch was on the screen, it was kind of must-see TV at that time.
Yep.
They are far from that now with Becky Lynch.
She's running away from AJ Lee. It's all 4'2" of her.
I think she's about 98 pounds too. Like skilled, but
yeah, like I guess a legend of the women's division. They told us that anyway. Like Like I remember AJ Lee. I thought like for the division that she was fine.
Yeah, but you'd never have an AJ Lee match that you go
No.
like, you need to go back in.
You ever notice with the WWE women's division?
Why would you think? That's what you sounded like. God.
No. Why would you think that?
Bobby Finn.
You ever notice where it's like Sable, change the game for women's wrestling. Lita, change the game for women's wrestling. Trish Stratus, change the game for women's wrestling. Michelle McCool, change the game for women's wrestling. Paige, change the game for women's wrestling. AJ Lee, change the game for women's wrestling. Becky Lynch, change the game for women's wrestling. Charlotte Flair, change the game for women's wrestling. Boy, does that game get changed a lot.
I would argue that I think Trish and Lita had much more of an impact.
Legitimate game changers, I would say, are Trish and Lita.
First women's main event on Raw, like could go in the ring and weren't just, divas.
Yep.
They were wrestlers.
Yep.
And so for them, yes. And then if you start to get again to Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, I can hear the arguments for sure.
Yep.
Because like I said, when you main event WrestleMania and you were, when she came out, like somewhere buried here, there's the man t-shirt. And
really?
I saw people walking around Ottawa with the man t-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was
legitimately the most popular star in wrestling at one point.
So I need you to really sink into this about how she's just now running away and afraid of everything.
And like, she's literally like, she took Jessica Carr and hid behind her for a spot. And I'm like, 8 years ago, like, what? She's hiding behind like Jessica Carr and then going in for a spot. And then Sol Ruka, I will say this. I thought, I got to try and bring my new man gimmick back into this thing, but Sol
Ruka would be
try is very much the key word here. But Sol Ruka, I thought out of all the showcases of her on the main roster, this was easily her best. Easily her best.
It's because it went longer.
Yeah.
2 minutes and 27 seconds on Saturday night's main event.
Yeah.
And she botched the Soul Snatcher. And what else are people going to remember in 2 minutes?
Right.
This one allowed her a little bit more of an opportunity. She did not execute one of the things very well earlier in the match. And I'm like, here we go again. But she did get the Soul Snatcher well done at the end. And that's what earned her new women's Intercontinental Champion. And Zach, congratulations to Maxine Dupree. And
that's
not her.
No, that's not her. No.
Oh, I thought it was the new like up and coming blonde girl from NXT that came up and won the tertiary title from Becky Lynch.
Correct. Yeah, that's not Maxine Dupree. That was actually a few months ago. In fact, that was actually last year.
So they did the same thing?
Correct. But on PLE. So it's bigger.
Oh, okay.
Well, and you know how Maxine Dupree is essentially the new Trish Stratus of this women's division.
Right.
All those great matches.
So
what's your favorite Maxine Dupree match?
I don't have one.
Oh.
So, okay. They do it. But Sol Ruka is your new women's Intercontinental Champion. If you can believe it again, on a pay-per-view across seas, that when they're like, are we going to change Cody? No.
Nope.
Spoiler for the main event. We're going to change the world. No.
Nope.
What are we going to do to like give this crowd is singing and an incredible crowd the entire time. What are we going to give them? You came up with a really good idea.
Yeah, they had a wheel.
So what would be on the wheel?
The women's Intercontinental Championship, the women's U.S. Championship, the women's tag belts,
right.
The men's tag belts, the men's Intercontinental Championship, the men's U.S. Championship,
right?
All on this wheel. And then they will take the wheel over with them into any sort of PLE. It's like, all right. We're here in Italy. All right. We got to figure out which title we got to change. All right. Let's spin the wheel. Is Pat Sajak available?
Van is there. Like, oh, yep, that's right.
I purposely said Pat Sajak because Tanner's in the chat.
Oh, very nice.
So
that's a callback.
Yeah, it is a callback. Long-term storytelling, as they call it. And so you spin the wheel and then you pick, this show is going to be the Women's Intercontinental Championship. But the next show, you never know. Like maybe that's why Julia wasn't able to get involved because Raw and title mix to be in the Italy show. So
Tanner wants to say Pat who?
who?
Yeah.
Who? What are you, an owl?
Tanner's young, but he didn't know who Pat Sajak was.
Mm-hmm.
Found that a little bit disheartening.
Yeah. I was also a little disheartened.
Yeah.
If he didn't know who Pat Sajak was, certainly he would not know who Vanna White is.
Right. Point being is that there's about 6 or 7 titles. I feel like there's another one we're missing. Do the men's have like another one that they bandy about? No, there's no like cruiserweight.
There used to be the Speed Championship.
Anyway, it's one of these titles, but it's not a main title that we're gonna do to try and get a pop from the crowd because they've been so good to us. We'll give them something back, but we don't really mean it. We're just doing something.
Yeah.
So Sol Ruca is your new Women's Intercontinental Champion.
I will say, just to be on the positive side, despite me, pulling my hair out, having to see every interaction with Jessica Carr and Becky Lynch, and having me told just what great storytelling this is, like because they're mad at each other. Oh, that's so riveting. But
can't believe they get assigned to each other.
I know, like you would think that it's like, oh, maybe there's an inherent bias that we put this together. Pick somebody else, but I'm not. But it's pro wrestling, Lee. So why do I? Why do I even bother? Why do I even care? But in this case with Sol Ruca, again, I thought this was her best showcase. One of the things when we were watching is like, man, like some of these big impact moves, like the Soul Snatcher and some of the other stuff that she's done, you're like, oh, there's so much potential. Like she could legitimately be a top end women's wrestler in the world. Like she is that talented. But I don't know what they teach at the Performance Center because everything in between doesn't come with that.
It's not the in-between stuff. And the in-between stuff, the details is what makes the difference between.
Yeah. Like it seems backwards to me how you train a guy. Like I will make a comparison to the New Japan Dojo. Now they take way too long with their development of guys.
Right.
But at least with the New Japan Dojo, they establish like literally their Young Lions matches are built off of doing basic moves and knowing the basics. And their all of their finishing moves is a Boston Crab, right? That's how they put those matches together. Then you venture off and then you learn the big moves afterwards because now you have the basis from you have the basics down pat. You know what the in-between can look like, but now you can go off and see, okay, what are the bigger moves to do to make me really become a complete wrestler?
But they don't have time in the new WWE to do all of that and then work their way up to the big moves because the Saturday night's main event, they had 2 minutes, 27 seconds.
Of course. So got to get your stuff in. But now it's reverse. So they're teaching them all the big moves. Like, it's like, well, you don't need to learn a hammer lock. You could do that flipping cutter though, right? Like that's pretty freaking cool, right? And it's like, well, yeah, she could do but how is she gonna like transition into that? We'll figure it out along the way, but it looks really cool. And we got to appease to the podcaster that really likes really cool looking moves. And so like with Sol Ruca, like she has like, again, there are moves that she does like, wow, that looks really good and really athletic. And you could tell why they're so high up on her because she also has a look and she has ability. But there's none of the basics that kind of come in to really wrap it all together.
And the biggest thing for all of these wrestlers, and look, WWE is not the only company that does this. I think, when you're a new company or a new wrestler in a company and you don't get the reps because you don't do house shows and you're not out there all the time, the one thing that kills me is just this. Why do wrestlers always look like they're thinking about what the next move is?
Yep.
And if we could just eliminate that part of it, we'd be on to something. Like, because there are certain people that you watch when they don't do that, you're like, oh, they're really good.
Yep. And it's interesting going back to Capital Combat because it's also very interesting to see how those wrestlers kind of operate compared to this generation of wrestlers, where those wrestlers, it's like, you're not going to get the high flashy moves, but they at least know enough of the basics where they could be at least somewhat competent when they go out there. And it's a lot of the times the way that it was is like, all right, the basics. All right, go get your reps in. And so you could be better. Right. But in this case, it's like they don't get much reps, but it's like, oh, it's okay because the Performance Center will fill in those gaps and we'll teach you the cool flipping cutter and whatnot. And we'll teach you all the cool moves. And then you'll figure out the basics along the way. But you can't do that if you have no house shows. I know they've started to bring some house shows back. into WWE. There's one in London, I believe, that's good that there's a house show for. But otherwise, it's like if you want these people to be very, very good, you have to give them some semblance of the basics. It's like I wish there could be a median point between the WWE and New Japan systems of like you don't have them go out an excursion for 5 years, you forget about them, and they just never seem to grow. But you also don't have the WWE system where they rush them and they don't know the basics, and it's like all they know is the big moves. I wish there was a happy medium.
Well, I think there has to be for wrestlers to be better, and I actually feel bad for some of the wrestlers that don't get the reps and they're asked to go and do all this stuff in big spots, and then when they mess up one thing, everyone's like, "Oh, they're terrible."
Yep.
Well, no,
it's not fair to them.
One of the people I mentioned as a cross-sport reference to you was Sam Darnold, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Sam Darnold, one of the very top picks. I believe he was 3rd overall, but I have to go back and look. The New York Jets took him, and he went to New York, and everyone's like, "This guy's terrible. Like he's so terrible." He's the best quarterback in football right now.
Yep.
Why? Because right away, when he was just out of college and this, oh my God, he's got a big arm and he's really this and he's really that, but he didn't have all the intangibles and the pieces to put together. He looked terrible, but he was able to get enough reps to get out there and continue. And then when he got with somebody like a team that was organized and good, imagine that.
Right. Goes to the Vikings. Is like, oh, I get to throw to Justin Jefferson. And in this case, the Seahawks, oh, I get to throw to Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Right. Like, now he's good? No. And the NFL still got that problem with high-level quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. They draft them and then they expect them to be great in the NFL right away.
Yeah.
And they're not ready. And you still look, this isn't an NFL thing, but you still look at all the great quarterbacks. Like the greatest that ever, Tom Brady, the greatest that ever lived, right? And Patrick Mahomes right now. And like, they all sat here. Aaron Rodgers sat all those years. Behind Brett Favre. Like,
and even with the rare exceptions like a Peyton Manning, he thought like he was great his first year either.
So the ones that didn't, Josh Allen, Peyton Manning, I go back to Troy Aikman. Like, these guys came in and were allowed, like Troy Aikman went 1-15. But they were smart enough to know it's not the quarterback.
It's the team around him.
Right. They got the team around him. He won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. Josh Allen really struggled in year number 1. Peyton Manning was horrendous. Didn't look like he could do anything. Wasn't the guy, it was the team. This is what's happening to some of these wrestlers. It feels like the NFL round 1 where you come in like as a quarterback or some high-level position, and when they don't work out, people go, "Oh, well, they're terrible." Well, no, they're not getting any reps. As you said, they're trying to fix that. Main event time. I was going to say, I got 2 words for you before. Road agents, but I got 2 new words for you. Tribal combat.
Steve Nash and Chris Paul. Must see TV.
Tribal combat and the position at the head of the table for the World Heavyweight Championship, Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu. Did go 27 minutes, and I say this all the time. I'll say it again. It might have taken him 10 years. Oh, here's another example. Was Roman Reigns great early out of the gate when they put him in the main event spot?
Nope.
He was not. Did he get booed? Did people relentlessly say, "Get him off my screen"? Yep. They stuck with him. And they're very, very, very lucky to have Roman Reigns right now.
Yes.
Because when he comes out, they're like, it's a big fight feel. And I'm like, if anybody else is in the ring with Jacob Fatu right now, it's not a big fight feel. Like Cody and Gunther didn't feel like a big fight feel. But Roman Reigns headlining does feel a little bit more that way. And they're very, very lucky to have him. So 27 minutes and 12 seconds. Roman Reigns defeats Jacob Fatu in tribal combat. 4 attempted Tongan death grip from Jacob Fatu. I counted 4 uas.
Yes, to set up for the spear.
From Roman Reigns.
4 uas.
for ooh, ooh, ah,
He's throwing over the arms.
ooh, ah. I counted 4.
Yeah.
Feel like that's a bit heavy. 4 attempted Tongan death grip. And I was asking you about at any point, and this is like a serious question for a WWE fan. Like, I'm not even joking. At what point did they establish that the Tongan death grip was taking people out? And other than just telling us that it was, I mean, you not only don't do the Tongan death grip, but you never do it to family.
Yep.
Like, you don't do it to anyone because it's just so crazy.
Yeah.
But then to do it to family, that's even past the point.
Mm-hmm.
Did they actually lay out one person with the Tongan death grip on any WWE programming leading up to this?
Not that I recall.
Like, I actually don't think they did.
Nope.
They told us it was brutal.
Yeah.
They never showed us it was brutal.
That's the fundamental difference between WWE and AEW sometimes.
Zach, they told us about this whole maneuver that nobody ever got laid out from.
Mm-hmm.
Like, back before, you think of, I don't know, like, trying to think of moves when people are foaming at the mouth back in the 80s and the 90s. You know, they had the snake wrapped around at the end and people foaming at the mouth. But they had these moves that people would be like foaming at the mouth because of. I don't remember one person ever being laid out by this Tongan death grip. Not one. What did you think of the match?
It's tribal combat. This is what tribal combat is all about.
So what happened in this match to differentiate it? And when are we doing a random randomizer on the shorts about all the different ways you can say that there are no rules in a match?
Right.
And try to change what people think of the same match?
Yeah.
Like, nothing happened in this match that was even different from a regular match other than a toolbox.
Yeah. And I remember there was a Cyber Sunday where it's like, you get to pick the match stipulation. It could be Extreme Rules. It could be no holds barred, or it could be anything goes. And you're like, whoa, this could be anything. And it's like, I think in that case, it was no holds barred that won. It was like, wow, it's a no holds barred match. I really thought Extreme Rules was going to take the victory. But yeah, tribal combat, like, first of all, they're like, you know, it's going to be violent. It's going to be destructive, as Michael Cole said. It's destructive because it's all about being who could be the tribal chief of the Anawa'i family. Where have I heard that before?
Well, they might have done that once or
twice.
Twice before.
Yeah, they've done 2 tribal combat matches. One of them was Jey Uso. And I remember that match because all I remember was Paul Heyman on the outside yelling, tribal combat, tribal combat, tribal combat. Like, he's just like really trying to emphasize the tribal combat aspect of this. So of course it's this, you know, it's this like violent match. It's in, you know, the playground of Roman Reigns. So of course, when you have a violent match and you want to establish control, you go in for the collar and elbow tie up to start off the match. And then it was like every Extreme Rules match you see where it's like they're fighting, then they go to the outside, Lee, and they're fighting on the outside. They used some of the weapons on the outside. They went by this concession stand, and Roman took like this bucket of ice, and he threw the ice at Jacob Fatu. I'm like, this is tribal combat. You know, this is really a tribal combat match. And then Roman took like, I think it was either bags of chips or something. He took some sort of food item and he just chucked them into the crowd because at the end of the day, he still is a babyface. And so Michael Cole said, free food for all after that. And I was like, this is tribal combat.
The other one is Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns. He's been involved in all of them. Jey Uso,
Yes.
Solo Sikoa, and this one. And
Yes.
with Jacob Fatu.
Yes. And so they were brawling on the outside. They finally get back to the barricade. And that's when Michael Cole said, in all of his wisdom, is like, you know, tribal combat is such a destructive match. And we're witnessing that right now. And I'm like, what? Where is this destruction? A barricade hasn't even exploded yet.
No.
And we did get that though. Lee, you were talking about thirst earlier. I had been thirsty for a Roman Reigns spear into the barricade.
And I
spot.
said it was coming, and then I doubted myself. But man, They got 2 security guards underneath.
Yeah. It was not the usual spot where the bell is. They changed it up.
They did. Yeah.
And so he spears him off into the corner and takes down the 2 security guards and Jacob Fatu off into the corner. And I was like, oh, Lee, you saw, I got up out of my chair. I was like, yes, yes, this is what I was looking for. So there was that. And it's like every tribal combat match, I guess, or in this case, actually, every Extreme Rules match is like, oh, here comes the Slim Jim table. Well,
right.
Slim Jim is plastered all over the table.
Yeah.
Not very good with the subtlety. And it just stayed in the left corner of the screen. I was like, gee, I wonder if that's good. Yeah. I'm like, I wonder if this is going to be involved in the match. At least with other matches, they had the decency to put the table on the outside.
But what they did is they told Slim Jim, you're going to get 5 good minutes.
That's right. You know what? You're right. That's probably an advertising thing. It's like
100%.
Slim Jim on
we're
the
going to set it up in the table. We're going to set it up in the corner. We're going to have it face the hard cam, and we're not going to use it for at least 5 minutes.
See, I was a new man. I was thinking maybe I wasn't being advertised to, but then you point that out, and I was like, you know what? You were right. I am being advertised to because it is TKO and it is WWE, and they love to sell me stuff. They were looking underneath the table. I'm like, okay, what could possibly be involved in tribal combat? And so Tanner's making the run in, I think, there, Lee. I think that's what the comment is. I think he's coming over.
We're going to be done.
I know.
Well, maybe
he'll come in with a chair.
And be involved in the shorts, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe he's doing that. Look at, I think that's his better half, and way better half.
Yes.
Like way better half.
Yes.
Saying like he's coming. Is it because I made him feel bad that he's been like?
I think so. I was just going to bring that up. Maybe the
absentee.
Maybe the promo hit hard.
I cut a promo on him, and it's like, okay.
It's like, all right. And he's going to come in, and it's going to be like that scene with Triple H breaking into Randy Orton's house. It's like, here I am. And he's got the
I'm glad you didn't bring up Brian Pillman and Steve Austin.
Yeah, hopefully not that. That would be a bad situation. The camera goes off fuzzy. So, and people at home would be like, man, that's a great angle that this is wrestling pulled off. I wonder if they'll be back.
Are they going to come back on the air?
Yeah, are they back on the air? This is a great angle. But yeah, I look at that. And so the great thing about tribal combat too is that there's a spot. I think it was Jacob Fatu was going underneath. He was going underneath the apron. He lifts up the apron. It's like he starts sliding out the kendo stick. I'm like, there's the kendo stick. It was
Roman.
Oh, it was Roman. Yeah, he slid it as like, oh,
kendo stick.
Not for me, brother.
Brings up the chair.
Yeah, not gonna do that. And I'm like, oh, what could he possibly bring up for tribal combat?
Toolbox.
A toolbox.
And then my favorite part of this spot is he uses the toolbox to like hurt the hand.
Yep.
So that this crazy Tongan death grip that's taken out 0 people.
That he broke out of twice at that point. Just for the record. He broke out of that twice.
But he didn't want it a third time.
Yeah.
So that he had to do something to his hand. But then he took out all the things in the toolbox. There was a chain. There was like all these other things that were quite useful.
Yep.
He took them out and then used the toolbox.
Yes. Well, he wanted to be able to lift the toolbox and hit it.
Pretty strong guy, Roman Reigns.
Yep. No, I agree.
Like I don't know.
But if you have a lighter toolbox, you have a lot. I don't know.
So he took all the things out of the toolbox.
Yes.
And then used the toolbox like somehow that was better.
Yes.
Wouldn't it have been more effective with the heavier things in it?
Maybe he was feeling mercy for his cousin. Maybe that's like, Predict Trevor early on in the show is like, what inning are we in? Maybe that's part of that top of the 5th. 2 runners on base, 1 out, and Jesus Sanchez is up the bat, and we'll see where he goes.
Jeff Hoffman's pitching.
And Jeff Hoffman's pitching, yes. It's like, oh, wait, we're going to be stuck in this 5th inning for
There's
a while.
A lot of game to go.
Yeah, yes. So there was that spot. Was there an announce table spot in this? I don't think there was.
No, they
were close to the announce
incredibly,
table.
They cleared it.
Yeah.
And then didn't
the one time.
And then didn't use it.
The one time, Lee, where it's like, you know what? Let's save the Brock Lesnar F5 and the guy through the table. That's the only table spot that I can recall they did.
Yeah.
So you know what? Thank God for the road agents for doing their job and recognizing, you know what? Maybe we should protect this spot.
Maybe we should have something else other than everyone. There's 5 matches. So who's going to get, they just have a little lottery at the beginning.
Yep.
So who's going to get the broadcast table?
Mhm.
Who's going to get the, like, going through the Slim Jim table?
Yep.
That's going to be in the ring for 5 minutes.
Yep.
And then who's going through the barricade?
It's great point. But maybe they add too many ballots. There's like, oh, who put the extra ballot in?
We can't have
Now
Slow
3
Rookie doing
straight
it.
matches are the bottom rope. I don't understand. So, I mean, look, was it a bad match? No. Was it every WWE match of this type you've seen? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to stop you
Okay.
because we're back in. Okay.
We're back. All right.
We're back. And this
Yes.
is where I feel like this is going to take off now.
Yep.
Poor Tanner tries to tell me about matches, and I'm always like, but who's that again?
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of opportunity for us, the three of us.
Yes.
Even if no one else is listening or cares.
Yeah.
The three of us to talk a lot now with Tanner not there.
Yes.
Like, what can we do? What can we talk about
Yes.
here with no interruptions?
Yes.
And get some real feedback. Right?
This is a prime moment of the show.
It really is. Like, I want to know on the trips to Hamilton,
Mhm.
because I'm assuming your family's in Hamilton. That's correct, right?
I believe so.
Like, what happens on those trips? Like, who organizes the music? How much
Yep.
wrestling talk? Is there
Yep.
is there only AEW on in the family home? Like, does WWE ever even come on
Right.
at that point?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm only imagining Tanner's in the car right now.
now that Tanner's like, he's probably over a little bit when he told everyone, like, it's not fair, the Senators lost, the Carolina Hurricanes, but now Carolina's just beating the hell out of everybody.
Yeah.
That we might want to say, like, they were probably the better team.
Yep.
He's probably okay with that.
I think he's okay with that. Unless we're going to get it told differently.
Well, that's what I
in
mean.
chat.
Like, I mean, there's so many different questions to ask here.
Yeah. This is just turned to a Q&A because what, you want me to talk about tribal combat? It's like, oh, you're not going to believe it.
Well,
But Roman Reigns hit the spear
Yeah.
multiple times.
So Roman Reigns is still your champion. We're on Monday Night Raw. We're going to get the acknowledgement
Yes.
from Jacob Fatu. Now, quickly, King of the Ring brackets
Yes.
were announced. And let's get them here up on, at least for us. So as you said to me earlier, we're going to have it's a big bracket on the
Yep.
men's side. There's 8 wrestlers on each side of the bracket, 16 in all. This feels like a good tournament. Penta and Obafemi is an odd one to start things off, especially where you have Penta in the group, because the next match is Solo Sikoa and Carmelo Hayes. I'm like,
But I believe those are fatal 4-ways, though, Lee.
oh, is that
Yeah,
what they are? So
that's what they are.
you didn't explain that to me.
I did say that to you, but
Well,
I
I
don't
did-
think you took in the information.
I did not.
I literally said, what are they? Fatal 4-ways, Lee, because they're WWE, so you can say fatal 4-ways.
See, this is what we need. In
Here we go.
Hamilton, we'll watch AEW on his laptop unless nobody's in my family room's living room, which
Nice.
I totally understand.
Yep. That's very smart of Tanner.
Yeah.
Very smart.
Like, just put it on, even do this a couple times. Like,
Yeah. Make it look like it's working.
yeah, I got some work to do.
That's smart. Got to keep kayfabe on that. I get it.
Who's your favorite AEW star? That's what I want.
That's
know.
another good
And
question.
Do you like anybody that Tanner does not like? That's where I knew, right?
That's a great
Like,
question.
and you want to say that this, like, hey, this guy or this girl's really good, and you get shouted down because Tanner knows everything about AEW, and you're like, oh no, they're no good. But in your own mind, you're kind of like, I enjoy this. I like those people. That's what I really want to know.
This is great. This is great. We do have another one here.
Oh, let's go. Sen's losing has been a big topic of discussion on the car rides.
I can imagine that as well.
Yeah.
I like this.
Well, I mean,
Speaking of car rides, I can only imagine Tanner if he's listening in be like, oh, the information.
it's awesome because he can't do anything about it.
No, it's awesome for us.
Because if he texts in, he's going to pretend like he stopped and he didn't stop. So he can't be texting in the car. So there's nothing he can do.
Yeah. So he's going to have to listen to this. Fatal 4-ways.
No, so I need to know the answer to that.
Okay.
About, like, if there's anyone that you like that Tanner says, no, they're no good. And you're like, All right, well, you know more than me, but in your own mind, you're like, I like these people.
Yeah.
Dak's looking at the door, thinking like, is Tanner
He's gonna
coming?
run in.
Is Tanner coming?
I'm just making sure I don't get the
It's like at least half hour, man.
I
Like,
know, but you got to be prepared for like for the chair shot.
Oh,
you know,
we better be done once he gets here. Like,
yeah, could you imagine? Although it would be kind of funny if like it is us, so we are probably going to go another hour somehow, even though we just finished up the show. But
okay, so Penta, Obafemi, Solo Sikoa, and Carmelo Hayes in a 4-way.
Yep,
that makes way more sense to me now.
Yeah,
we'll assume that Obafemi is going to come out of that side of the bracket.
It would be funny if it was Solo Sikoa, but yes, it's going to be Obafemi. Could you imagine after all that?
Yeah, loses in the 4-way in the qualifications.
Well, you didn't get pinned, so it's okay. You know,
Dominic Mysterio, Braun Breaker, Trick Williams, Damian Priest. I can tell you who's not going to win. Damian Priest.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy in this world that Dom Mysterio is the one that has the better chance of winning in this bracket than Damian Priest. What a world we live in.
I like Dominic Mysterio.
I know you do. I don't get it.
But there is a little bit of intrigue between Braun Breaker and Trick Williams.
Yep.
To me, because they want to push both of those guys. By the way, back in it, and this is such a good show now.
Yep.
I really like Sheeta. She's AEW, right? And
correct.
He says that she's just okay. Hikaru Shida.
There you go.
I see. I want to disagree with Tanner and go, you know what? You're so right. Like, she's really great, and Tanner doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah,
she's just okay.
I think early, because I'm a new Manly. I think early Hikaru Shida, when she was in like started the company, she was a great like leader of the women's division. But as you know, as the new women's wrestlers come in, it's tough to be somebody that stays on top for like 8 years or whatever in this case now, which is hard to believe with AEW. It's been that long. I think it's 7 or 8 years.
I know, but you can still be relevant.
Yep.
Is Hikaru Shida relevant when she comes on TV?
Not really.
To you?
And to be fair as well, it's not exactly a great storyline that they put her in.
No.
For some reason, Chris Statlander's like, okay, I'll just put up with this. And I'm like, you could just leave at any time.
But then they had the blow off.
Yes, which was a good match.
It was good.
But I was also like, thank God we're going to move on from this. So anyways.
Okay, so who's coming out of this bracket? Dom Mysterio, Braun Breaker, Trick Williams, Damian Priest.
And that bracket, it's really is a toss-up between Breaker and Williams for me. I think I'm going to go Trick Williams.
Okay, I'm going to go Braun Breaker.
You're going to go Braun Breaker?
Yeah.
It very much is a coin flip.
The only thing that troubles me about my Braun Breaker pick is somehow he's now tag team champion.
Yeah.
Because Logan Paul's not there, and they can just have him involved in other things, or have somebody come out like one of the Street Profits and cost Braun Breaker a chance in this match.
Yeah.
Like, so you're right. Now I'm starting to think that belt's on Braun Breaker, and he's going to be a mid card guy his whole life. Yeah, I'm going to change my pick to Trick Williams.
Okay, there you go.
Seth Rollins, Javon Evans, Tolatonga.
Is it Tolatonga or Tamatonga? Tamatonga.
Ricky Saints.
Did not get a big reaction. I know there was a tweet that was monster pop for Ricky Saints. And then I clicked it. I was like, oh, he must be getting over. And I looked at it. It was not a big pop. I think it was a joke tweet. Can't wait for Tamatonga to win that bracket and go all the way.
Not happening.
No?
No.
But the face paint, Lee. Gotta think about the face paint. Seth Rollins is going to win that bracket, I say.
Okay.
you were accepting. I'll continue on. You know, Javon Evans has a real good chance here.
No, Seth Rollins is winning.
Yeah, it's going to be Seth Rollins.
Jey Uso, LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Finn Balor.
Remember Royce Keys?
No.
He kind of looks like Will Hobbs.
Will Hobbs from AEW. Will Hobbs.
Yeah, that's right. Same guy. Looks a lot like him.
Speaking of AEW, Tanner can't decide which Orange Cassidy song suits him best. I say Jane. He is undecided. Now we're on the same page.
That's good pick.
It is Jane.
Yeah,
that is the right answer.
I do like the Pixies song on its own, but I don't know if it fits Orange Cassidy
Jane
as well.
fits him perfectly.
Yes.
Thank you for bringing some common sense into this.
Yes.
Why aren't we just using some of the things that make sense? The
Pixie song, great, but for Orange Cassidy, absolutely, James.
LA Knight or Finn Balor? I can tell you that Jey Uso, well.
Hey, I saw on Instagram, he posted on his stories, I mentioned in the preview, like whenever he posts up on his stories, he said, King of the Ring. And who am I to deny the hot young babyface in Jey Uso to fight valiantly?
Are you picking Jey Uso?
Oh God, no! I'm not going to do that.
Who are you picking?
I'm picking LA Knight.
Yeah.
And it's like Finn Balor. I mean, I guess you could do Balor and Rollins, but you also have to play off of the Rollins LA Knight. Remember the match on Saturday night's main event where that's where Rollins.
Oh no!
So LA Knight needs to get his opportunity back.
Stop.
And look, they're filming Unreal right now, so you've got to be able to strike while the iron is hot.
I think Finn Balor is going to win.
You think Finn Balor? No Royce Keys.
Well, there's an outside shot that Royce Keys wins if they're pushing. Because remember, the winner is going to go on to face Seth Rollins, in my opinion, and pushing Royce Keys enough to win this match and have a good match with Seth Rollins probably pushes him a little bit further.
I'm wondering. I might be changing my mind here.
But Finn Balor beat who when he won the heavyweight championship of the world and then got hurt and then had to give it up the next day? When Finn Balor got hurt at SummerSlam, who did he beat?
It was Seth Rollins in that match.
Oh,
yeah, in 2019.
Okay. Could they meet in the semifinals? Night of Champions?
Could, but here's what I was thinking as I was thinking about it more. You know, I mentioned Trick Williams because I thought that they were going to push this.
Hold on.
Yeah, I saw that too. That's why I had to pause. I was like,
Tanner, if you hear this, I love you. Oh, that's
very nice.
That's as nice as it gets.
It's very nice.
It certainly doesn't get nicer after that. But I have to tell them about your drunken rant about the Sens when we were in Mexico.
Oh,
do you have a direct line, or are you just typing it out? Like, get it quick because Tanner's not here yet. Like,
I don't know if you heard off of the distance, but the engines just revved a little bit more.
That's what I mean. Like, if there are cops on Highway 7 in the last 15 minutes,
yeah.
Okay, we're here for it.
Yeah.
Okay, get it in quick.
Yeah.
Get those fingers typing.
This is great.
This is fantastic.
Oh, poor Tanner.
Hey, listen, this is what I always say. Poor Tanner.
Yeah.
If he didn't get drunk and start talking about the Sens,
yes,
she wouldn't have a story.
That's true.
All right. Okay.
She has to tell
So
us.
what's your prediction here?
See, so I was looking in that fatal four-way. Is like, could they do a Braun Breaker the final doing Seth Rollins?
Of course they could.
Which totally kind of throws my Trick Williams.
I changed my Trick Williams. I didn't pick Trick Williams. I picked Braun Breaker.
You changed. He's like, I changed it to Trick Williams, and then we moved on to another topic, and now we're going back to.
Oh, I was going to change it back anyway.
You see, is this one of those plays where it's like I just win anyways?
Night of Champions.
The answer to that question is yes.
Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins. Is that your?
I could see it, but
what
also the Obafemi thing too. That's what's kind of throwing me off. Unless you know what, Brock Lesnar comes in during the semis and beats up Obafemi or whatever. So,
well, it's a lot about the goaltending this year.
Yeah,
like a massive tangent about backup goalies. Do you know what I love to care about on the 8th place team in the Eastern Conference?
The backup goalies.
Their backup. Well,
they signed a new goalie coach. I don't know if you noticed there.
Yeah, it's personal butler of Linus Ullmark or something.
Yeah. You know who was the top response on the tweet announcing?
No. Who?
I think you know who.
I actually don't.
One Ethan Fee.
Oh. Saying it's a great hire. Yeah, it's a great hire.
I was like, oh, look at this. That's an interesting hire. Then I see the top comment is like,
and a bunch of gibberish I didn't get.
Yeah.
You're in Mexico. Hopefully you were like kind of drunk too and having a good time and
just stop fun.
Stop talking about backup goalies.
Yeah.
Like we're in Mexico.
Yeah, Cancun.
Yes. As opposed to Tremblant.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! Wait a minute! Oh no!
She's just telling drunken stories.
Oh,
I'm cashing in. I want my mic back.
Oh my God.
We're just at the drunken stories in Mexico about backup goaltending. Oh,
we just got hit with the Money in the Bank briefcase.
I didn't know if you guys would still be live by the time I got it.
We were trying to plan
the
it.
last one. We're trying. I wish I could send videos, photos in the live chats.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
This is
a
great.
trip.
Well, we'll hear about it later.
Yeah.
I brought you a gift though.
You brought me a gift that you're gonna do live.
It's not from Mexico, but
Yeah, that's it. Listen, nobody brings me gifts. I don't care if it's from freaking Becker's.
See, I was going through some of my my old wrestling stuff. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Some of my old merchandise.
Yeah.
And I found one of your favorites, so I thought it'd be perfect for these lovely shelves. We have
Okay.
over
Yeah.
Wow.
here.
Ready to go?
All right.
It's your guy, one of your all-time favorite wrestlers.
Bully Ray.
Oh my.
Oh, I love Bully Ray. Tanner. He's my guy. This is
Got a
my
little
guy.
micro brawler for him.
I did, yeah.
This
Yeah.
is fantastic.
Perfect way to transport it too.
Yes.
This is my Money in the Bank briefcase from WrestleMania 33.
Oh my
in
God.
Florida.
Wow.
How many?
I got a lot on there. But you know,
Can
who
you
my
tell me what
favorite-
this one is?
That's Bob Backlund.
Bob Backlund.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Zach, you know who my favorite signature on here is?
Oh, please tell me. Enlighten me on who the favorite signature is.
Well, it's Sami Zayn. But right next to Sami Zayn is Sin Cara.
Oh, my God. Unbelievable. He gets a Bully Ray micro brawler.
Right.
I get a Singara joke.
I got my other ones too, 'cause
Oh
I
boy.
was gonna let Ben take a look at them. You know, he's a big micro.
He's big
guy.
micro brawler.
You better
guy.
be. Have you talked to him? He better be coming over.
Zach, if you want to take this one, I feel like he's a little bit more your taste.
Oh, I got a Tongaloa micro.
Tongaloa?
Oh,
And all I got was this stinking Bully Ray? Are you kidding me?
it's too bad he's no longer employed by the company.
Here you go. The Sheik.
Ooh, the Sheik, Iron
Owen
Sheik.
Hart.
Owen Hart. I'll trade my Tongaloa
For
for Owen Hart.
anybody. You trade it for anybody.
I'll take the Iron Sheik at that point.
This is a hell of a run it.
this is
Like,
quite the run.
knocked us out, then gave
Yeah.
us presents,
Yeah, very tweener type actions.
standing
here.
over us. Like, what? When are you done talking to my girlfriend who's telling drunken stories about Mexico?
Yeah. Be honest. I don't know if you were tuning in while you were driving down, but did the sweats get a little bit more once you start hearing the?
I'm a little moist.
Yeah.
yeah. I
Exactly.
am, yeah.
Yeah.
Pass a little bit.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap this up. then.
Yes, let's wrap this up.
And well, no, because we got to get to our other stuff now that you're
Yeah.
here. Who's in the finals?
You know what?
You going Braun Breaker?
I'm
Seth
gonna
Rollins?
go Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins because I think they're gonna save Obafemi for another match with Brock of some sort.
I would agree.
So let's go Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins because they absolutely love Seth Rollins too.
And what they're
so-
going to do is have Brock Lesnar come out and in no way, shape, or form like somebody beating Obafemi.
Yeah.
But he'll lose by some sort of like, you cost me
Yeah.
the championship at the world title.
Yeah.
I'm going to come. I'm going to get my second victory over you, and then I'm going to go to the championship, and I'm going to
Right.
retire you along the way.
Yep.
Because I can't have you interfere anymore. That's what Bully Ray was going to say on Busted Open tomorrow that we're saying tonight.
and Tongaloa would run in, but then he would trip on himself. So
Marcus says, love the cash in.
yes, big pop for
Oh,
MVP.
That was a big, we
Yeah.
haven't had something like that
That
happen.
might be the most significant moment to happen on the live
Yeah,
show.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree.
I'm sure the audience also as well love that we got beaten up by the Money in the Bank briefcase as well, especially the WWE fans right now.
Well, it wasn't a toolbox.
It was, that's right, an empty toolbox.
So what is your final prediction? Or final prediction? Final
prediction?
score.
Final score. You know what?
Oh.
I will say I thought this was better than Backlash.
But the bar.
I know.
Backlash. But the bar, Zach.
Yeah.
That was one of the most horrific shows ever.
Yes, I know.
And we would be remiss. So what's your score? And I'm going to talk about something for a second
I
to
think I
end on a
said it-
positive.
I think I said it was a 4 on Backlash. I thought this was a passable show. Was there things that annoyed me? Absolutely.
But you're a new man.
I'm a new man.
Yeah.
I'm a new man, Tanner. And I'm going to go with a 5 out of 10, a barely passing mark.
Yeah. So that was going to be my mark as well, because this actually was a horrific show, but it wasn't horrific like Backlash.
Yeah.
And it probably just passes as what you would think as like an exact show of what you would expect. You got.
Yep.
You really got nothing special. You got a title change. If this card was in front of like Fort Wayne, Indiana, Saturday night's main event,
Right.
it would be probably less than a 5, but the crowd carried them.
Yep.
Like they always do in Europe. And it's just another regular show. Very disappointing, Cody and Gunther. Very,
Yeah.
very, very
That was very
disappointing.
underwhelming.
Other than that, it was kind of what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But nothing like so bad that like it's unwatchable. It was just what you would think from a WWE show.
Right.
So I would agree with you.
Yeah. Thank God we had the hands up, for the cash.
Oh, I know. Like
he was going straight
you
for the dome.
If you get right hit in the head, you don't get the hand up.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, but speaking of which, I do want to end on a positive. So we will do it because this is probably the place to do it. Last night, I stayed up and I watched El Grande Americano.
Yes.
Against El Grande Americano.
Yes.
And I want to get the actual tweet because I thought it was like this.
Yes, you sent me that tweet.
So this match is like insanely crazy good.
Yeah.
This is one of those, if you have not seen it,
it might be the best WWE match of the year. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard a lot of good things.
It's the best WWE match of the year.
Yeah.
It's the best WWE match, if you want to call it that, for Triple A.
Triple A.
In a very, very long time. I would be hard pressed for you to find a match from beginning to end with the build of what they got to where they finished.
Mm-hmm.
It was like as good as you're going to get. But this wraps it up for me. And I'm not making fun of it. Again, this was one of those matches. And when's the last time we've ever said, you have to go back and watch this?
Yeah, I am planning to watch this.
With a WWE like moniker over top, even if it is AAA.
Yep.
You have to go back and watch this. It was so good. And I watched it through somebody's live feed on Instagram that shouldn't have been showing it, but we're showing it anyway.
Yes.
And
I mean, it's over YouTube, so I think it's okay, the actual show itself. So,
but anyway, it was fantastic. But somebody wrote, and I thought this just capsulized it perfectly. The most famous professional wrestler in Mexico right now is a German guy pretending to be an American guy who's pretending to be a Mexican guy, and the Mexican people treat him like he's Elvis. Robert Downey Jr. would be proud. Pro wrestling is absolutely hilariously amazing.
He's a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
And beloved.
Yes.
Like, it's not that it's a German that's playing an American, that's playing a Mexican.
Yeah.
He's the most over person in the last few years. And what they've done to create this, and, you know, mask versus mask, and Chad Gable ends up taking off the mask. Oh, man, it was just, it had every element was perfect last night. Yes, it had interference, but it didn't ruin it. It had like storytelling. It had love stories. It had incredible spots. It had, you know, the shame of taking off your mask, and then the crowd still rising to their feet and appreciating the hated El Grande Americano because they know what an effort he put in. And then Chad Gable's family is there, and they're sending him out on like this crazy high, even though he's the hated heel.
Right.
This thing had everything that you would want if you think, I'm going to pay my $20 or my $40 or whatever it is to go watch one thing. You would watch this and go, oh my God.
There you go.
Because I watched it through an Instagram feed, through like a TV on there. I could feel the crowd.
Yeah.
It was just insane.
I have to give it a watch. I once I watch it, one of the questions I will be asking when I come back is, we'll like look into the lexicon of like Lucha Libre or whatever, because I know there's the one match with Eddie and Art Barr.
Yeah.
Like in terms of the comparison
So that got me into other forms of wrestling outside the United States and Canada. That match.
There you go.
Art Barr and Eddie Guerrero. And mask versus hair.
Yep.
And they both lost their hair.
Yep.
That
it was Octagon, and it was El Hijo del Santo.
Just that match got me into, wow, there's more than just the WWE. There's more than just, let's say early 90s, like very early 90s, that
like
match.
94, I think it was, when Worlds Collide.
Okay. Just so good. So good.
Yep.
And this match to me had everything, because you don't even need the build up to watch this match, but if you did get some of the buildup, you understand how much it meant and how beloved Kaiser is as El Grande Americano, coming in to save the day from the original El Grande Americano, who's not really the original. Just in like, it's crazy to tell someone that that's the story, but then every single person is behind it, and this is beloved.
Just totally into it.
Totally into it.
So it sounds like I got to check out the Undertaker's promotion.
Yeah, he talks about it. Yeah, I guess. Not
Pop from Tanner.
Yeah, Pop from Tanner.
That's what I'm looking for.
All right. Well, on that note, go watch that, and that's the best thing that came out of the WWE this weekend. And that's our Clash in Italy show.
Yeah, that's it. Let's go. Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Go down to Mexico and watch that.
Yep, that's right.
But it was awesome. So for the cash in, that's the best thing that's happened on This Is Wrestling in a long time.
Yes.
From the cash in from Tanner Ryle. Lovely better half girlfriend who just amazing stories along the way.
Yes.
She did preface it with "I love you" too.
Yes. It's very Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair-esque.
I love it. I love you, but tell me the rest.
I'm sorry, I love you. And then hits the super kick. And then
exactly.
We're getting drunken stories in Mexico.
I don't even hate this from MVB. Sami Zayn should reboot El Generico and challenge Kaiser Americano.
You know what? Wouldn't be it's like, he's finally out of the orphanage in Tijuana. But facing off.
I don't even care. Instantly, that makes Sami Zayn more relevant, and you see what effect it even had on Chad Gable last night. Like it's almost like he was crying. He didn't want to leave. Like it was that good.
Yep.
So
there you go.
Hopefully, we're gonna record some shorts.
Yes.
But lots to do, and we've had some. I can tell you, just as a bit of a not a tease, but just one of had some very interesting conversations with people over the last little bit.
Yes.
Which maybe we'll get into at some other point down the road. But that's going to do it. Zach, it's your stay at the Palatial Estates. We're going to record some shorts, I hope, here.
Yep.
But your stay at the Palatial Estates, it's over. You got to go back to work.
I got to go back to work tomorrow.
Right?
It's like, send them away. Get them back to Belleville.
But
somebody's got to cover those stop signs.
We'll get you. See, now you're saying it. Yep. You're right. Somebody does have to cover those stop signs.
Yep.
Thank you very much for listening. This has been your Clash in Italy plus a cash in review here on This Is Wrestling.